No! No Inside Gaming! No! We almost made it. Oh, we almost made it without anything from Inside Gaming for almost 2 weeks. They couldn't help themselves. All right, we're going to do this, guys. We're going to do it again. Okay. Send to myself. I know, let's play a fun game. Before we get into the next worthless video from Inside Gaming about Star Citizen, let's play a game I like to call Comment Section Bingo. First of all, let's find the guy. Let's do an easy one. Let's find the guy calling it a Ponzi scheme. Ready? Let's go. And there he is. Hey, Mike. Biggest Ponzi scheme in the last 8 years. Any contrary belief is denial of the highest order. Nice one, Mike. This next one's going to be a little trickier. Let's find the guy who just discovered that the passage of time is linear and affects everyone at the same rate. Ready? Let's go. Here it is. Smoother than silk. This is the biggest scam ever. So much has happened in 8 years. Children grew up. People got married, had kids, and or got divorced. People died. 2 to 3 AAA games could have been made in that amount of time. People should stop defending this BS. Pay us a lot of money now so we can give you a potentially good game a decade later. At this point, whenever the game comes out, and if it turns out to be bad, I'll be happy to see the fanboy outrage. I would rate that about a 5 out of 10. Not as dramatic as I would have liked. Not bad. Now, this next one's going to be trickier. Let's try find the guy that is suffering existential dread because he put in $45 7 years ago and has never let it down. Come on, ready? He's here. Let's find him. Here it is, DJ Mass. I was among one of the first to contribute to the game when it wasn't Kickstarter. I even bought some ships and spent $300 on this game. I regret it so much now. Yeah, I do see the progress, but there is still so much to do. Because Chris Roberts himself cannot stop from adding stuff all the time that I stop believing in the project anymore. Oh, I want at this point, I just want to have the single player to release to play because the network issues in multiplayer are so bad and not worth it. Wasn't bad. I like that one. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the session of Comment Section Bingo. Should we even do the video at this point? Do you guys want to do it even? You know, let's just take a look at what they're doing. Let's go.
Welcome back to Inside Gaming Daily for Tuesday. Let's talk about Star Citizen, which recently celebrated a big anniversary.
Again? Everybody's favorite piece of vaporware turned 8 today. It's a big boy, and they...
No. Okay.
Celebrated in true Star Citizen fashion. Another delay.
It's like, f the map. It doesn't accurately depict where we are in the state.
So that enraged backers of the game who took to Reddit to air their grievances. To try and calm them down, the developer promised a new roadmap. But recently we got
I gotta touch on the topic here because Inside Gaming and a lot of media outlets do this, right? I hate to break it to you guys, Star Citizen backers, but you are Schrodinger's game community, in that you are totally suffering from Stockholm Syndrome and are part of a scam because you've been brainwashed. But at the same time, you are very, very vocal and angry and hate the fact that Star Citizen and rag on the game developers, so much so that media outlets talk about how angry the community is, but also you're brainwashed and have Stockholm Syndrome. So it's amazing how, depending on the day of the week, you're either furious at the game developer or you are brainwashed by the game developer. Always happens that way. Interesting. But
this game looks pretty cool. Stop giving it money, because it will never come out. But I kind of...
Did you hear Mr. Mustache over there? This game is pretty cool. Stop... right, I agree. Stop giving him money, or this game will never come out. Why? Why do I keep on hearing that? It just shows a complete misunderstanding of what open development and crowdfunding does. It is so different from the typical game development model. And there are some people out there, journalists, who simply do not understand open development with crowdfunding. It's a new concept, I understand it. But at this point, 8 years later, shouldn't you be aware? And people keep on saying, you should stop buying ships because that will make them finish the game. Or stop giving them money, as this guy said. Then he'll have the game. How? How does that make any sense? In normal game development, EA, a publisher, will go to BioWare and go, here, BioWare, here's money to pay salaries for your devs, all right? Once this money runs out, you better spit out a game. Anthem, hello. The money ran out, they had to spit out a game, and that's what you get. This isn't normal game development in Star Citizen. It is crowdsourced, all right? It is open development, meaning the money they make every single day goes towards the development of the game. And if you stop that money, then, well, what the first thing will happen is left to start shutting down studios. So instead of 4 studios, left to shut down to 1, and left to take it down from 600 employees down to 100 employees, which means the game will never come out. So it's the exact opposite. If all of us here, backers of Star Citizen, stopped giving money today, the game would not come out. But genius of you says, stop giving money, then the game will come out. You couldn't be more wrong about that.
Its fashion, he did not answer any questions about when the game will actually come out. Instead, he said that they're trying to make a really ambitious game, which takes time. They're not going to be bound by anyone else's deadlines. He even went so far as to compare it to actual...
All right, so on the topic of the game taking time, is not bound by deadlines, and this is a very, very unique situation that CIG finds itself in, is that they're not bound by a publisher giving them a deadline. Let's look at, I keep on going back to CD Projekt Red, but let's pretend for a second. Okay, CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk, has been delayed twice. It was supposed to be out earlier this year, and then again was a couple of months ago. Now this is the final delay now in November. Now it's finally come out, but they're also in crunch. There's a big thing going around the internet now with drama at CD Projekt Red, how everyone's in crunch time. They're working 6-day weeks. And look, it's going to be a great game, but there's no doubt that if let's pretend for a second I am Jeff Bezos. I've got billions of dollars. I go to CD Projekt Red and I say, hey guys, I'm going to give you $5 million a month for as long as you want. For as long as you want. And when you are ready, release Cyberpunk. What do you think CD Projekt Red would say to that? They'd say, hallelujah, absolutely yes. CD Projekt Red is limited by the funding. They cannot continue stalling indefinitely. They need to sell the game to make their money back. If CD Projekt Red had $5 million a month guaranteed for as long as they liked, what do you think they would do? What do you think, honestly, they would do? I can tell you what they do. They'll say, let's continue working for another 6 to 12 months on getting multiplayer out at the same time as launch. You know for sure, when CD Projekt Red launches Cyberpunk, they would have loved to launch the single-player game and multiplayer at the same time. As it stands right now, the single-player campaign comes out, and who knows when multiplayer will down the line. If you said you have unlimited funds, they will say, yes, we want to take this time to polish up multiplayer and get single-player and multiplayer out at the same time. Could take 9 months, could take 12 months. Hey, what about VR? You want to implement VR at launch? Yes. Okay, it's going to take another 9, 12 months. I can guarantee that if CD Projekt Red had the time and the money, Cyberpunk would not be out for another 2 years. And this is what CIG has. They have an opportunity to get the game exactly the way they want it, which is a breath of fresh air in the current gaming environment. And that's very frustrating to everyone, including us. All the backers are frustrated with the delays, but at the same time, we know that when the product does come out, it's not going to be some half-baked Anthem. I still like Anthem. It's not going to be half-baked. It's going to be the entire cake with the frosting and the cherry and the sprinkles on that, too.
And it's also been reported that the team has been blowing through all those millions, and that project is a disaster behind the scenes.
Okay, I know where he's going with this. He's going to cite the old Forbes article hit piece, but also they keep on ragging, and again, it shows a fundamental misunderstanding of how business works. What does it cost in salaries on an annual basis to run a studio with 600 developers, ranging in salaries from, say, 35,000 up to 150, maybe 200,000? What does it cost? How many million? 20 million? 30 million? So when Star Citizen says, hey, we brought in 30 million this year, and then they pay out the 30 million in salaries to the uninformed, they go, they're blowing the money. They're blowing the money because surely game devs, don't really need to eat. They probably live in a box under a bridge and don't need any kind of sustenance beside the algae that can lick off rocks. So it's strange that these millions of dollars come in and yet they seem to vanish every year with 600 employees. How does business?
Wolf of Wall Street in that money away.
For sure is.
For sure.
Yeah,
we have Forbes article.
Game's troubled development. People who worked on the game said that it suffers from massive feature creep and that Chris Roberts had basically lost control of it all. Forbes
Okay, you citing the hit piece from 3 years ago?
reported that at the end of 2017, Roberts had just $14 million in the bank.
This keeps on coming up over and over again, and it just shows ignorance. Again, when they say Star Citizen has raised $300 million, the geniuses here sometimes go, oh, so there must be $300 million in the bank, because surely no one actually needs salaries to eat or drink or have housing, right? And they go, they only have $14 million in the bank, which gives the impression that they've kind of blown through the money and it's gone. So there we have it. I gotta say, there's a couple of hints of them coming around where they said, you know what, this isn't bad. This is actually kind of nice. I'm very curious to see Inside Gaming's reaction when the game does launch. Hey, Squadron 42 might be a bad game still. Can you imagine? Wow, that would suck. But I see them coming around eventually. And again, this is just the same level of non-information coming from Inside Gaming on this topic yet again. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this rather lengthy video. If you enjoy my content, you know what to do. Give me a thumbs up, your comments below, and subscribe, hit the notification bell, blah, blah, blah. Catch you in the next one.